Hey, so this is a example of a sled push finisher that I'm about to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this sled back and forth about a 25-yard span of turf, and I'm going for 5 minutes. So the whole goal of this is to just keep on moving, kind of have slow transition times as I go back and forth. As I go around to the other side of the sled, I'm trying not to take forever. Definitely as I get tired, I feel like it takes longer and longer, but whatever. Got to work on that a little bit. Just keep on moving, but just to keep pushing the sled without stopping, without giving up. And this one turned out to be quite tough, quite intense. I knew it was going to be pretty tough. I had been giving this finisher to some of our athletes at the gym, just to, again, as a conditioning finisher. Again, you don't have to go for super long with this, 5, 6, 7 minutes if you really want to, or if you want, you can add some weight on the sled, maybe a plate or two. It's going to depend on and change depending on if you have longer distance of turf, if you have a shorter distance of turf, if you have any turf that you're pushing it on at all. So, what to say, the friction of your sled. So all the weight is going to be, kind of irrelevant. And you're just going for really that burning in the legs, that tough ability to breathe. That's going to be like the worst part about doing this types of sled push, that breathing ability, because you get a little bit hunched over. You're at that kind of 45-degree sled push angle. It always just feels a little bit tougher to get a breath in, as opposed to if you had a belt around your waist or you were just dragging the sled behind you. So it does make it feel a little bit different as opposed to actually just dragging a sled. But so it's a good mix up as a sled drag variation, a sled drag type of conditioner. And as I mentioned, I had been giving this as a finisher to a couple of our athletes at the gym, so I knew that just the sled or a 45 on it was going to be pretty tough. And that was, really trashing a bunch of the kids at the end of the workout, which was fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I'm giving these types of finishers to the kids because one of the best things that they do is they teach effort. They teach what it's like to push through when you're tired. They teach what it's like to push through that burning in your legs, push through that, this is getting tough to breathe and I'm working really hard and I want to stop, but I'm just going to keep plugging along, even if it's not like super fast. Again, the intention of this is not to develop speed or, quickness here, even though the sled's a great tool for that. We're using this for conditioning. And when I'm giving it to our younger athletes, high school age, what I'm doing is I'm using this as a tool to teach effort. Because especially when they're doing a lot of the exercises, the most important thing is to teach skill. I want them moving properly. I want them developing, a better awareness of their body through better technique. We're focusing on the fundamental movement patterns. We're not necessarily getting into super specific accessory exercises or anything yet, because we're going to do that further down the road so we can continue to progress athletes as they continue to advance in their training age. What we're doing at the start is we're focusing on the big movement patterns. But again, I want those movement patterns to be super high quality. So while I'm going to push the athletes a little bit, it's only if they can really keep that movement quality. If they start to break down, we're definitely going to fix it and change it, especially if they're breaking down consistently. But I still want to teach them how to try really hard and put out a lot of effort. So I want to pick finishers that are super low skill, like sled pushes are a great example of this, like this one that I'm doing here. So you can learn effort, learn that output and intensity, but not be in a position where you can mess yourself up. So I'm getting closer to the end here of the sled push, and this is really starting to gas me out now. Again, I'm definitely wanting to stop, but I'm just going to keep on trudging forward. Only got a couple more seconds left, so highly suggest trying out a sled push finisher. Again, you're not doing this for speed development or strength development, which are also great tools of the sled or usages of the sled, but we're doing this for conditioning. So remember, exercises don't inherently determine the physical quality, our physical aspect that you're going to develop, but how you're going to do them is just as important. So exercise selection, but then how you're doing it is just as important to what you're going to get out of it.